You are a wizard, Harry. And well, welcome back to another episode of Mole Reacts. This time we are watching the Hogwarts Legacy gameplay showcase. Number 2. This one is just an hour ago? I think an hour ago. I think it did go live at 7 p.m. my time. That's now 8 because, well, I had to eat something and here we are now. So, without further ado, let's just jump in and let's have a look at the game. I'm actually looking forward to it. I know there's a lot of like background stuff going on and I totally understand it, but the game looks pretty cool and I'm really curious how they handle it. So without further ado, let's watch the gameplay, shall we? Oh, there we go. They're doing that thing again. Or do they do like a 20 minutes of talking before they show gameplay? Hope not. Maybe they're just continuing from where they left off. So they had like an hour-long presentation, but they decided to cut it? Yeah. I'm really curious. I think we have seen most of those scenes before. I think this is actually part of the trailer. I really love the idea that they are even like the forbidden arts in this, right? So, man, when was the last Harry Potter game? 15 years ago? I know that we had tons of them at the PlayStation 2 era and then just died down?
Honored to introduce you to our panel today. First up, we have community guest host Ben Snow.
Oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we had somebody
Hello, everybody.
last time who did the same thing, and I asked last time, why is the person here? Like, why is the person here? Because the person is not asking a lot or is doing a lot. So, yeah, I hope they're doing it a little bit better this time. Okay, Flight in Open World, Combat Deep Dive, Room of Requirement. Ooh, this all sounds very interesting. Oh, and we are jumping immediately into the gameplay. Fantastic. By the way, if you want to watch this without my bubbling, there's a link in the video description where you can just watch the original and you don't have to listen to my bullshit.
Something that you particularly like about Hogwarts Legacy too.
Yeah,
Man, the interface looks still slick. I like it.
Hop on the broom and
Very
there's something about kind of like the
2015, 2016, the interface we basically introduced, minimalistic, not being in the way.
flying close to the ground.
I love that.
And I kind of wanted to talk about it just because I feel like
I'm really impressed that
you know,
they're showing
drones are
this
fun
off.
for me, not just because of all those
Flying
exhilaration,
is something
but
really
because
tough to
they're
do
not
in video
just,
games.
I have a broom and it's done.
Because
some of the mechanics in it.
in early development, optimization is not really great, and you fly around fast. You are covering a lot of ground very quickly, and that's a lot of work for the engine and the game in the background, and we mostly see like stutters appearing. And this is normally why they don't like to show it early on. There's still some stuttering here and there, but so far it has been great.
I'm just so speechless right now because this is just so beautiful. The world just looks so. By the way, the broom, is that like the only one?
Can you fly all the time?
Yeah, so we have a shop in Hogsmeade, actually a broom shop, and so that sells a variety.
Let's make them a little bit louder to listen to them. How about that?
The player could customize themselves based on their
Oh
own
god,
aesthetic.
this
So
tree
they're
reminds me
purely
of the Witcher
cosmetic,
tree.
But
If you played The Witcher 3,
come to
you
the
know what
shopkeep,
that means.
And help him out,
Ooh.
he'll actually sell upgrades.
Yeah, and
Dueling
those
feats,
upgrades will
complete battle in
make it so
time,
that
10
where
seconds.
normally
Oh.
the broom, you can only fly, you
10
can only
minutes?
go at max speed. It's kind of like a turbo meter down there. You can only go at max speed without the meter going down.
This
and
looks
closer to the
great.
ground. And as you raise into the air, you'll notice the meter drop. And so those upgrades will allow you to increase that distance from the
It seems
ground.
like there's
And
also like
the broom
quite
owner
decent
at the
things are
stadium
happening in
store
the open world,
in Hogsmeade
which I was a little
is
bit
trying
afraid
to
of
perfect
that
the broom and get
that might
better
be
at it and
mostly
know it better,
empty.
and you can
Yeah, we have some
participate in that
stuttering
and get
here and
better
there,
at
but
it.
nothing
And I love
atrocious.
that mechanic
For
encourages you
pre-release
to actually
build,
explore the world
this is
and
really,
stay close
really
to the ground.
promising.
It's not just a travel mechanic, point A to point B.
Because
you're not just flying high over everything, although it is beautiful, something I really love doing. But As well, there's lots
because
to
like the
explore
whole
on the ground and
optimization
definitely
is coming in
continuing down
last
the ground
To me,
level.
it feels
in a
like
lot
it's
of
got
video
this kind of
games.
surfing
Well,
vibe
actually,
over the-
most of them.
Oh my god, like I'm just like I want to
So,
smash the controller from
this
Android
is
right now because I
really,
wanna go to
really
the
promising.
mountaintop, I wanna go to the forest and to that hamlet. Or,
Oh.
I don't know.
Especially
how it's
Unreal
called,
Engine
Adventure.
games.
No, it's awesome.
Unreal Engine games
You know,
had some
we're gonna-
issues
we're
as of
actually
late,
gonna
and I'm
learn
sorry if
something.
I'm
I feel
focusing
like-
on that
I feel
quite
like
a
they
bit,
call
but
it
as I
a
said,
hamlet
we had
is-
so many games as
is-
of late
is
who
just
had issues
perfect
with it.
because that's what we refer to it as. And so we
This
all
is
know from
great.
lore that Hogsmeade is the only all-wizarding village within Britain. But we wanted
I,
other
I
opportunities to
love
kind of
that
meet
they
other characters out
go
here and
with a
kind of
little bit
populate the
more of
landscape, so
a
it's not just kind of,
darker tone,
you know,
realistic
barren as you move out
tone.
this direction and that direction.
Right, when
And
you're
so we just
remembering back the
imagined
old
these
Harry
different
Potter
dwellings,
games,
these
it was
different
very
smaller locations
kids-friendly.
that wizards might live in out in the Scottish Highlands.
I'm not
And
saying
so
this-
it's those,
this game is not,
and
but
so we refer to those as hamlets, and they're opportunities
the-
to learn
the
those
first
wizard stories,
look
how those different locations
is not giving
have
you
kind of,
that
like, learned to
impression.
live,
This
what
looks
their relationships are with characters at Hogsmeade and Hogwarts. And so they're both quest opportunities out here and a chance to kind of get to know more of the area, even beyond Hogwarts and Hogsmeade that we've already experienced. And you also notice on the mini-map, like lots of little icons, and each one of those represent gameplay in the
I wonder
hamlets
if you
that
can turn off the,
participate in, you know, whether
the
it's a
icons.
vendor or different puzzles and challenges or different secrets that exist. Each one
Elden
of
Ring
those
really
icons
corrupted
represents the
me
gameplay.
to not have
And
tons
you'll
of
notice that same thing as
icons
we
on the
venture
map.
out into the open world as well. So when you go out into the open world and you see those icons, whether they're on the mini map or on your map or off in the distance, those things are opportunities to say, like,
Yeah, I
want
hope we
to
can
increase my
deactivate them.
inventory
I just want to
capacity.
explore
They're
and find stuff of my
puzzles
own.
left behind by old wizards, you know, that you can solve that actually grant you those. If you see ruins off in the distance and you visit them, you might find opportunities to actually expand and learn
Cool.
about your ancient magic. And
I love
as
exploring.
as you kind of encounter different enemies dotted on the landscape, sometimes those characters,
Man, can you believe
monsters,
it?
dark wizards, might be hoarding
Like a
different magical
Elder
resources
Scrolls
that are valuable
Skyrim,
to you
but
as you're playing the
with
game.
Harry
So each
Potter,
one has kind of like a way to connect to
or
our
the Harry
gameplay
Potter
loops and
IP.
provide different opportunities that just kind of reward you for poking around.
I mean, I right away want to
So
just
good.
cover all of those.
I love his
points
coat.
on the map. Just by going over there.
Well, we've flown on a broom already, but there is something that we haven't done so far, and that is getting on our flying mount. We're going to hop on our Onyx Hippogriff here. The Onyx Hippogriff is our pre-order bonus.
Of
my
course.
God, he just like pops out of the back. Oh wait, you can use it as a horsey? I mean, a horse. I mean, that is
I wonder that nobody is
Yeah,
like panicking when they
as
see a
hippogriff,
dude
you
on
can-
like
you
a
can totally
black
ride it like a ground
hippogriff.
mount, and you can lift off into the air. And we tried to make sure that each of those interactions, so the broom's really good
Cow.
at reaching that top speed, at kind of traveling
Cow.
the world as quickly as possible. But sometimes it's really nice to get on the hippogriff because of that ground speed or those transitions. And sometimes it just feels amazing just to be riding
This
around
looks
on
really
it.
good. The flying looks really
Yeah,
good and organic.
It really is kind of like, I don't know, it's a great feeling being on it. And it's a
They
great
nailed
feeling
that.
managing those
Ooh,
transitions.
there's like a
kind of going
mine down
from
there.
run to fly
I would love
and
to
just being
explore.
able to go
There's so
wherever
much
you want.
I
We
would
tried to make
already
sure
love to explore,
that
like the
those- that
swamp
each
we
one
are
of those
in
things
with
that
the
you can
tree
interact
in the
with
middle.
have a unique
Oh my
identity.
gosh.
and oh my God, like I see like different like areas, like a swampy area.
Oh,
But
what
yeah,
is
can
that?
you
The
go
trees?
to like entire
they
map anywhere you go. There are regions
hugging?
that are like blocked from you.
Yeah,
Fighting?
as soon as you, there's kind of a moment where the world kind of opens up to you outside of Hogwarts as a student. And
looks
right from that
cool.
moment, early on in the game, you can go wherever you want. And so you might find more difficult
Ooh,
challenges in
fireflies.
different
I
areas.
love
And
fireflies.
you'll see different spots as Andrew's moving around, like
Beautiful.
you mentioned the swamp.
And really
but
helpful,
there-
actually.
We have got like a coast. and we've got different
I love
places
the
and environments
face of the
out in the
dude
world, just
with
kind of,
the yellow
helping you
shirt,
experience,
because
reward
it's
you
my
for
face
exploring,
right now,
it's
just
fresh.
going like,
All those things exist. It's really
I want
So cool.
this.
I love that windmill. It's like so rustic. Like I keep forgetting that this is like 1800s. The Wizarding World we never really.
I was
seen
actually
before.
more
It feels
interested in the
so
water wheel in the
authentic, like, it
background
just-
than the windmill.
It's part of it.
Yeah, I love this vista too, and
Yeah,
I'm
the
gonna have
watermill
Andrew
looks
stop
far more
here. We're gonna
interesting,
use
to
a
be
bit of
honest.
Dev magic to change the seasons. Actually, I want you to see what this world looks like, covered in snow.
Yes, 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 please. I love.
Oh, I totally forgot that they actually have seasons.
Oh, maybe.
This is the death command, by the way. This is not just a stupid dance they're doing. They're actually entering, or they need this dance to summon the snow.
This is so pretty. Like, it looks so realistic. Oh my God, it changes the landscape like completely.
Question
Oh
is
my
if people
God.
are
Does it have,
reacting
like,
to the seasons.
Actual like gameplay impact.
Yeah.
Like, impact on the gameplay.
That is a pretty good
or
question.
Is it like it's just the weather of Scotland?
Yeah, we use it. We really use it as a narrative marker through the game. So
Oh,
as
okay.
you're progressing through your main storyline,
So it's not really
it's important
gameplay.
for us to kind of like have those moments that kind of felt like when you're reading the books or watching the movies, where you'll see kind of like the title.
I love the
winter,
idea though.
and
Like a
now
lot
the
of games
landscapes
have been
change, and you're really
given
feeling
up
that passage
on
of
weather
time while you're a
effects.
student, going through your year at Hogwarts. And I think we wanted to duplicate
And they
that,
just
and
have
I think it's
biomes
really
at
fun
this
that it's
point,
not
right?
just on the outside.
It's like there's the
which-
desert
which
biome,
I agree.
there's the
It's
forest
really
biome,
beautiful.
there's the mountain
But
biome, and this is
within
how they
school
do
as well.
weather then.
So there are
But you never
moments, like,
really
when
have
we
weather
visit
effects in a
holidays
lot
and
of
things
games
like that,
nowadays,
where
which is
Hogsmeade,
really
reacts
unfortunate.
to holidays, and the school reacts to holidays, and you see the decorations around those environments change. That really helped just kind of make me feel like I'm there. Yeah. And it's not just for the seasons, those kind of vibe things. Like we have a day-night cycle, and that day-night cycle, even though similarly, like it's largely about vibe. When you go into Hogsmeade in the evening, there's less characters there. Around the
Interesting.
school, you'll notice it kind of dies down and quiets down. Just when there's just candlelight and students kind of like as you're walking through the halls.
Cool. I
But
love
in that
that.
day-night cycle is where we've kind of placed a few items where, whether or not you can collect them or whether or not you can interact with them, that are a little bit restricted by
A
the
lot of
day-night
games are
cycle.
also not doing that.
And I love Andrew's
Like
flying up
that's the
here
problem I have
really
with
high
open
up
world
on the
games
hippogriff,
nowadays. It's
and
like they
we're
are
just
so
looking at this
similar,
view of
and
Hogwarts in the
they're not
distance.
even
It's
trying
absolutely beautiful.
anything
It's part of
nowadays
what I
anymore.
love most
Elden
about flying
Ring
around in
this
thing,
year
whether
was
it's on a
definitely one of the
hippogriff or on
big
the broom.
let's
I mean,
dare
talk about going
something.
anywhere and things that
Let's
you can see in the distance,
try
so
to
that's
do
one
a
of my-
different open world game
I still
like
can't get
everyone is
over,
used to.
like, no matter, I played this so much.
And I would
but
love to see
still-
that here.
I still can't get over the fact that I can see Hogwarts out there, and there's just something beautiful about knowing that all of
I wonder if
all
this
of the
is running
things
on
inside of it, the
PlayStation
classrooms, the students, the professors,
or
all the places
on
I can
PC.
go. I can just fly my hippogriff, land in the courtyard, enter the front doors, and just walk, to the library, to class, or to greenhouse. Or
So,
to my dorm,
I'm
that
taking
is
the
all
bus
contiguous and just kind of like
to
one-
school. What are you
one
doing?
Space is still exciting to me after all.
I mean,
Hippogriff.
I'm just I'm speechless right now.
You know.
It's just absolutely beautiful. Just, oh my God.
As much as we want to spend a lot more time out here just flying around, experiencing the world,
I don't
think
mind.
this is a great opportunity to switch over to combat. And last time we gave you kind of an intro to combat. This time we're going to really go a lot more of a deep dive on using the Dark Arts Battle Arena, which is part of our deluxe edition. All right, Andrew's got us in the Forbidden Forest, which is where the Dark Arts Battle Arena is. Which is part of the Deluxe and Digital Deluxe Edition. I love the way that the Dark Arts Battle Arena is actually
I don't like this.
part of the world. It's integrated into the world.
They're
so your
cutting
experience is more
content
immersive than
out
just choosing an
for the
option
collector's
from
editions
the
here.
main menu of the game or something like that.
Reason to go to the Forbidden Forest.
Exactly. There are many reasons
That's
to
not
go to the
okay.
Forbidden Forest, but
I'm
he's also
very much
wearing
against
the,
that.
Dark Arts cosmetic set, and
And yes, you can buy it separately,
pulling
but
out
it's
the
like, oh,
Thestral,
come on.
which is
Oh my God.
part of that Dark Arts pack from the Deluxe and Digital Deluxe Edition. So we're going full Dark Arts here.
That's good. That's what I like going down.
But I like this this battle arena. It is a great place to show off really combat in a big way because it unlocks some interesting abilities for you and allows you to really play
Wow,
around
you were
with,
even getting
combat
something
in a
out that
deep
arena?
way.
Yeah, that
And
makes
is
it
this, like,
even
the
worse.
only arena like this in the game where you can like practice? And
Yeah,
do-
so in the base game we have 2 combat arenas normally, and so everyone has access to those. And each of the combat arenas are an opportunity to kind of just go through a difficult combat challenge, fight through multiple waves, in order to.
Like, if you
earn
get a different mount, like some
a different
closes like
cosmetic for your
this,
character
okay,
and add that to
that's
your
cool.
collection.
But if you
In the
were
case
really
of,
taking
that's no
gameplay
different
out,
than the Dark Arts Battle Arena, that's also true, the combat arena. But one of the things that we're excited about in the Dark Arts Battle Arena that people can do is you come in preloaded with different abilities. So the unforgivable curses are something that everyone's going to have access to through the base game and going to be able to earn, and they can make choices in order to kind of like add that to their
He's setting up the
repertoire, and
spell.
they can also
Sorry,
commit to
no
that
peeking.
down with certain talents and things like that. When you play the Dark Arts Combat Arena, you actually have access to all those things as kind of like a way to test them all. And so
That's
it's a chance to
crazy
kind of
that
like
they are
tour
hiding
and
this.
play with the Dark Arts and decide
makes
whether
kind
or
of
not
sense.
that
Maybe
is a
there's some
path you kind of want to go
story
down.
spoilers in
yeah,
there.
Everyone has the same ability to explore the Dark Arts. This is just kind of like
Right.
a way of previewing.
And again,
And they
great
don't really
place
want to
for
spoil
us
that.
to show off combat in general. So I think we're
And I
gonna
get that.
jump in here. Andrew's gonna start battling, and we can start talking
Whoa.
about everything you're seeing on the screen.
All right. They just about to get
He got roasted. Holy shit.
We're starting off strong.
Oh my god,
Starting off strong.
was that Kujio? Oh my god, that's so cool.
Yeah, so that you'll notice right away, like when we used Avada Kedavra, that guy's health bar went from instant to 0, and we really are trying to honor the way Avada Kedavra works in the game, even in some pretty extreme situations. You'll notice that,
So,
like,
is this a
the
duel
meter
to
takes
the
up a lot
death?
longer to
What are they
build
doing with the
up, so we don't
bodies?
kind of deal with its
And where do
extreme
they
powers,
get
but
all the
it's
people
still
they can murder
fun to
here?
use, and then there's some
I have
ways that we'll probably talk
questions.
about to adjust that. But I don't know. I don't know if there are things on the screen that you just have questions about.
Well, like I see like little blue thingies pop up from
Yeah.
the enemies. Also, before like that sign, well, it's like so in the community we call it the ancient magic sign. I don't know if that's how it's called
Yeah.
in the game.
So the community is astute. So on the development side and in player facing in the game, we reference that as your ancient magic community.
Oh, so it is ancient magic.
That is, yeah. So
I mean,
as your-
I
as
think
your
they mentioned that
abilities in the
earlier,
game keep growing,
earlier,
you
like in
become
another
exposed
time,
to
that they
some
have
secrets
ancient
about
magic
your
in this
own
game.
kind of history and your own abilities. You start unlocking new powers. So one of those powers, you'll see the R1 button appearing throughout the game. That's an ancient magic throw, we call it, that allows you to kind of like draw an object to you. And
I
throw it at
really
them.
wonder how responsive the
But
combat
whenever
is.
you see
There's
the
a lot
R1
of stuff
or the
going
L1 plus
on,
R1 appear over somebody's
and
head,
that's
that's
cool.
an
It's not
ability
as
to
bad
cast
as
a
what
very
is it called,
devastating
Forspoken.
and powerful ancient magic
Right?
spell.
Oh,
Like in
Does a ton of
Forspoken, you
damage
cannot
against
even
the
see
character.
sometimes what's
And the way
going
that
on
manifests
on your
itself,
monitor
depends on the
anymore,
type of
on
enemy
your
that you're
TV,
fighting.
and it's pretty
And you'll see
bad.
a wide variety
This
of
one is
enemies in
doing
here that are
pretty well
pressuring the player
here.
in different ways. You'll notice there's
But,
abilities
yeah, I
that
wouldn't
kind of
know about
bubble up
that.
under the player as he's fighting that force him to move. And there's different ways that we want the player to kind of move
Like
around the
how
battlefield.
responsive is the
And that's actually a
combat?
good
How
link
well
to
do you
Ancient
notice
Magic
what's
in
going
general.
on?
And the reason I say
Also,
that
like
is
when you were
because
using your
as you're
spell,
doing
it
different
really
things in
zooms in
combat,
for a
you're
while.
staggering and you're doing
I
different abilities,
assume
you
you
can
were
kind of
immune?
with your talents. There are different ways to get that meter to build faster and faster. So one of the most
When you were
effective
doing, like, your
ways to build
specials
up
and it
that
zooms
meter
in.
fast, that way you can launch these devastating attacks whenever you want to. Is to actually
Man, the
perform
combat looks so
combos. So you
slick.
see that combo appearing, and it's almost like your emotions are building up, and then basically that builds up enough that you can attack someone. But as the combo meter builds up, at some point you strike someone, and a piece of their magic kind of falls out of them. You'll see these blue orbs in the game world. And
Okay.
it's something that only you can see in the narrative, in the world.
Yo, that's
And
cool.
it's another reason to move around on the battlefield. If you can go up.
I know there are
and
already
select
like a
something,
lot of
but come in, they give
rumors, like
big
which
jumps to
character you are
weapons.
playing here in the story.
Talking a lot about spells and magic here, but I think there's another huge component of
I don't know.
combat, and that is the,
Oh,
the tools
finish
that
him.
you can bring to combat as well to kind of
Oh, no finisher.
change the way you play. And I think Mackenzie knows
Chicken.
a lot about what's going on with the plants and potions.
And so the tools are really interesting because they're basically like a prior investment. So you can bring the potions and the plants that you grow in the Room of Requirement to combat.
I'm so looking
to
forward to
essentially
the
kind
Room of
help you,
Requirement.
defeat enemies a lot quicker and more efficiently. So some of the tools that you'll see here are like the rock skin potion. So that is something that basically covers your skin in this like rocky material that
Oh, that's a
reduces
big-
the incoming damage that you're receiving. So against big enemies, hard-hitting enemies like trolls, that's super helpful.
Troll in the dungeon. Trolls in the dungeon. Well, actually, trolls in the arena. You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Obviously, we have the Wiggenwell potion as well, which increases your health. And then we have the focus
I love the
potion.
stone
So when
shield.
Alan talks about having to balance Avada Kedavra with a long cooldown because obviously it's an instant kill,
Damn.
one thing that you could do is
That
through
throw
a
is
focus
ma-
potion,
that
and
throw is
will
maneuverable.
increase how quickly your cooldowns regain.
Right. Oh my god. There's just so much like versatility, like in what the character
Man,
is doing to the troll.
The
right now,
fighting
like,
looks
he's
so
just bouncing
slick and
around,
fluent
surrounded
for a
by
magic
magic,
game.
nuts.
That's
And the
so
troll makes him
impressive.
move around
Like
too,
we had like a lot
I
of
love that
you were
our
only
plants are
playing a
like-
mage game in the
Yes, and
past,
so that's like
and
when
it's
we're
always
talking about
just
the-
standing
almost
still
the,
and go like
setup
zip
of the
zap,
arena.
zip zap,
You also
standing
have
still,
plants
zip
that you can
zap,
fight with, and so we
moving
have
a
things
bit,
like the venomous
zip zap,
tentacula
standing
that you
still.
can put down, and it
was
acts
like-
like a turret, and it just kind of shoots enemies around the battlefield.
Also, that
That
armor
is
troll
so
looks
cool.
sick.
This is like a truly like Hufflepuffian way to approach the battle. Yes.
No, that was super important to us. So there were these like multiple ways, and so you can see there's a ton of different things that you can use. The mandrake is one, so you can pull it out and it stuns with its like piercing cry these enemies in a radius.
That's
Another thing I
cool.
want to call out that we're seeing on the side of the screen here is these dueling feats, which I love because I love anything that prompts me to play a game in a different way, a unique way. I don't want to get stuck in my style, you know.
No, I actually like to get
so
stuck
this
in
is a
my
way
style
to, if you wanna
because
get
it is
stuck in your
my
go
style
for it.
and I
If
choose
you
it
just
for a
wanna blast
reason.
people with spells, go for it. But we also want to have
Well,
some
he dead.
things over here that may
He's
make you
also
use
dead.
certain plants or certain potions
They
or
don't admit that.
block more or
Yeah, we mentioned the field guide challenges
Huh.
in the prior stream, and the field guide challenges. This is the way that the field guide manifests like challenges for you to do in combat. And exactly to your point, we just wanted a way to encourage players to explore the different systems.
There's
to
so
help
much
them
still going
decide
on
to
here.
just kind of practice with them and explore what they want to do, because there really are so many different ways that you can.
The only thing I fear,
When you see the green X's on characters,
and this is on me,
and that's kind
because
of,
I'm
through
old,
your talents, you can unlock this kind of cursing
is
mechanic that sort of
switching
like
your
links the
abilities
fates
around
of these
that
different
much.
characters on the battlefield.
I'm
That
like,
way,
oh my god, so
as
many
you get
abilities I have to
as
switch
you're
through.
cursing different characters, they all begin sharing damage.
It's
and
like,
so
ooh.
we have things like
But again,
Vajrava, which is the insta-kill.
I'm
but
an old
if
guy,
you curse everyone
so,
before you insta-kill this one guy,
you know.
they can all drop dead for that kind of ultimate Voldemort fantasy.
It would take some
And
learning.
so
Oh my god.
there are dark arts fantasies.
Man, the
there's
arena
fantasies
takes
about
actually
being
quite
more
a
of
bit.
defense,
This is
there's
like
dark arts
6
characters,
minutes and
things like
30.
that misty step that you see occasionally being used on the battlefield, and we can also spec into our potions and plants to make them more powerful and more efficacious. So it's all about which type of player you feel like you are and whether or not you want to play with prep, on the fly, or with deliberation.
Aw,
and
he
those are
helped
all
you.
different options.
How
That
rude.
is so cool because like,
I know it's
like
just a
I
spell,
see so
but-
much like going on the stream, just so much complexity, and I want to just try it myself, like which style
Nope,
works
you're not
best.
allowed to
I mean,
play
like,
it. You
it's
were
like
allowed
dark
to
arts is
sit
like-
there
it's proud, but that
and
makes
talk
it
over
magic,
it
to be honest.
and
Feels
gush
like much
over
more
it, but
powerful than
playing?
just the dark art,
Nah.
Yeah.
to be fair.
And speaking of plants
Not
and
trusting
potions,
you.
we're going to be putting the dark arts away, put those unforgivable curses away, and heading to the Room of Requirement, which
Yes!
is your home within Hogwarts, a personalizable space. That
I'm really
actually
looking
has
forward
some
to that one.
utility as well, where you get to brew things and grow things, and
Is it Mike?
also
Come
care
on,
for some
it's
beasts.
still at 4K.
All right, Andrew's got us in the Room of Requirement,
let's make sure.
wearing, we kind of went casual mode on the outfit here, wearing a nice jumper. And I think that's a good jumping off point for the personalization of
Out.
the space as well. Not just your character and the visuals of your character, but actually this space is a place that you can make your own.
I love the flying
Yeah, it was
candles.
super important to us that this space really did feel like
I want some flying
your
candles in my
reflection,
home.
as a wizard. So you can change the architecture in here.
What?
Different themes throughout, starkly different themes.
Oh.
To really just hammer home that this is ridiculous. You
Oh
can
my
change-
god!
I
What?
want that.
This is beautiful. We never expected that to be. Oh my god.
That's the
I
thing,
love
not
that they
only can
really
you
got,
change
like,
the
some Harry
architecture
Potter
here, but you can
fans in
actually
there, and
conjure
not
little
just
objects,
big
into this
creators,
space
but
that you can
actually
see.
like
So,
people who are
there's,
genuine
like,
happy
statues that you can
about
do,
a Harry Potter
ornaments
game.
and tables and rugs and just a bunch of little things that really flesh out the space and bring it to life.
Oh,
So
my
good.
goodness, because like we had an idea that those places where you brew stuff, that's where you can change, but you can do all of this. Where do you even get this stuff? Like there's
This
a
looks
furniture
cool.
store?
Like the animation when you
Yeah,
when
so
you
we call them
delete stuff.
conjurations. And the
That's so
conjuration
cool.
recipes can be purchased at Tomes and Scrolls in Hogsmeade. But also as you engage in different types of gameplay throughout the world, you'll
I wonder
be
how easy it
rewarded
is to do it.
with, different objects.
Like how much you have to
Oh, you
learn.
change color?
You can change the color, you can change the size of it, and you can place it basically
Wait,
anywhere.
what?
Oh my god, it's so
Who's
tiny.
sitting on that?
It's like for Baby Niffler.
And I love how the system too is designed. It's not mechanical; it's immersive, and so you get the magical effect of conjuring it in, and you're
looks so good.
You're actually doing this in the world as your character.
It seems like there's
but
a lot you can
the
do
way you
here.
blended like that gameplay with the
So many
immersive,
things you can just put
design
up
of
there.
Personalizing.
That's
life.
crazy.
God, like, and I love the animation, how it like
Yeah.
appears. You know, like it's not just like there. It's like it almost like it apparates.
It is really quite beautiful.
Oh
That
god,
was
the
thing,
cat
we wanted
plates.
that to look really nice because the magic in the wizarding world is everywhere.
Let's not talk about
it's
the cat
physical,
plates.
It's kinetic and it's whimsical. We really wanted to nail
I
that
get
one
get
in
PTSD
place.
flashbacks here.
Another thing that I wanted to discuss is that not only can you like conjure things and you can change their look, but you can do that with the utility objects as well. So you can see that we have planting pots and potion stations, and you can change the look of those as well. And these are the areas where, as we had mentioned previously, you'll be growing your plants, you'll be brewing.
It
your
looks so
potions.
good, like the animations.
So
Like
while
again,
you're also doing these,
people
like, kind of
argue,
nurturing
man,
based
dude,
activities,
what's so
this is
special about
also a
this?
space,
We have
where you
seen
would
building
rank your
games, we have
gear.
seen
Here
games
you'd
with
be
housing.
identified, and
Yeah,
you're
but
to
this looks
have,
really like
which I
quality.
believe Alan can talk to.
Oh.
Yeah, we keep bringing up
Give me some
appearance
quality,
and how it
man.
looks, and
I've seen so many Unreal
in the game,
Engine
you can look like
building
anything you want
games
to
which
whenever you
just
want to.
have the same
But
animation, the
player
same
will be
look
finding
over
different
and
types
over,
of gear,
because
as we
they're
call
just
it,
using standard
as you
Unreal
progress through the
assets.
game. And essentially, we just know that
This one looks amazing.
that
Ooh.
clothes and different items
Stuff.
in the wizarding world can have different
Level
magical
stuff.
properties. And as you explore and as you
Legendary.
adventure and as you
And
defeat enemies, you're going
jumper.
to be finding different pieces of gear that
Interesting.
have different abilities, and that can help you in your journey and are a major part of you kind of growing as a wizard and advancing as a wizard. And so
There's
I
a
get-
huge list.
I know this sounds
and
weird
not
when I
all the
would say
time,
this,
whenever,
I'm getting
whenever you gain a
major
piece of gear, you
The
don't
Witcher 3
necessarily know
vibes
exactly what it does. And so
from some of the
there's a
gameplay
station
elements.
inside of the room of requirement that you can conjure. It's one of the first things you conjure, called an identification station, where you can
Maybe I'm
actually
making that up in my
train
mind,
that,
but
that gear that you're
yeah.
uncertain about and learn what its
Lots of
abilities are.
Right,
Witcher
yeah,
3.
that's so cool.
And then
Which is
as
amazing.
the space advances even further, and the space will eventually grow its own rooms, and you're going to get new
I want them to go
recipes,
outside.
like Mackenzie's talking about. All these different things keep
outside.
expanding, and as it expands, eventually you're going to earn what we see here, which is called a loom. And when you set up a loom, it's an ability to essentially customize exactly which magical properties are on your gear, and take any piece of gear and adjust its properties and to tweak what it does. And I mentioned earlier
Cool.
that you can make anything look like anything. The collection of
I love that you can just change the
appearances,
look.
we call it, or cosmetics, we've been referring to it in
Right.
this stream. Those types of things you can use, and you can apply a look to any
Your wardrobe.
other look. So if
Fantastic.
you get a piece of gear, you put it on, you look like that, but you can change it to look like whatever you want.
Fantastic.
That's so cool. And like you can just put some ability to this sweater, but then you can just swap
Yeah.
that ability.
Yep, and appearances you can edit.
It
whenever
is
you
such an
want in the
important
gear
thing
screen.
nowadays
The
in
loom is
games
specifically about
that
applying,
Cyberpunk took so long
traits
to have that in the
and
game was
applying,
like always
larger
not
upgrades
right
that
with
just
me.
kind of grant you greater statistical advantage or give you really
Like,
specific.
if you wanted to
abilities
wear the
that
best gear in
blend
the
nicely
game,
with
you
where you're trying to go
sometimes
with
looked
your
like
combat fantasy or talent.
a hobo clown.
Interesting. I'm just
No
like, I'm
offense
just seeing
to
that they're
hobos
just
or
like,
clowns.
pumpkin
Just
fur,
it looked
mooncalf fur. What is
Ugh.
that come from?
horrible.
Yeah, and so you'll notice that the ingredients
Horrible.
that are used to add traits and to upgrade your gear are based around beasts. So this is where we get into the beast care section,
Yes!
which is inside this vivario. Kind of bigger space on the inside
Whoa.
idea. And so you can see here we have a couple of beasts out. We have a graphorn and a mooncalf and a niffler and a neasel as well. So
Oh my
quite a
God.
variety.
Oh my
Wait,
God, he's
can
just
you
like
eat
a
it?
big
No, oh, it needs food.
They're
I
so
love their
cute.
cuddling.
I was like,
Oh my
wait,
God, that's
why is
together.
there a fork
Oh,
and a knife
so
underneath it? Can you
They're
eat
adorable.
it?
And so
No.
part of beast care
No.
is petting them as
It's
well,
their
but
hunger.
feeding them too. And so once you do those things, that's when they feel safe enough that they'll give you their magical ingredients. So mooncalf fur, niffler fur, etc. That can then be used in your gear.
That is like so like intuitive because like you know.
I
it
wonder
makes
how you
sense,
do
'cause
it,
when you
Dave.
touch the animals, you get some
Mole.
fur leftovers.
Mole.
That's so.
Well,
my
no, it's a
God.
niffler,
Yeah,
but
we really
looks
wanna
like a
hammer
mole.
home the fact that this is like a home that you're making for them.
Aw.
So
Can I get
in
a full
the
screen
overland,
of this,
you can find
please?
these beast
Yes!
dens, and rescue
Yes!
these beasts. Part of doing so is brushing them and feeding them food as well, and to build that relationship with your beasts. In addition to be able to care for beasts, you can actually conjure things in this space as well.
Wow.
The house, the cottage.
Yeah, right. And
We
so
saw that
we
once
have
in
like
the
a lot
trailer,
of little
yeah.
ornaments in this area, and a lot of them are purely cosmetic, but they look really cool. Again, it's the personalization of this space.
Oh my goodness! No, this is like I'm gonna spend 8 hours just designing this whole area to personalize. This is like cool. It's like you have this little play area, like a
That's really cool.
personalized
Whoa.
fish tank, so to say,
Big one.
just for the creatures. I love it.
Fishing?
Yeah, no, totally. And there's like a
Oh.
decoration aspect, but there's also, we were saying inside as well, is there's a utility aspect to it too. So as you progress in the game and you're able to
Oh,
purchase more
breeding
conjurations,
pen.
you're able to speed up your process. So one of them, for example,
Man.
is the food processor, which
They put really a
allows
lot
for
of
the beast in
thoughts
the
and
space
work
to
into this.
automatically get feed, so you don't have to do it manually.
This whole game just
so you're really
screams quality.
building the progression for yourself here.
Which is
in addition,
crazy.
there's also a toy box where you can play with your beasts. And you'll see here, yeah. So you can, there's a bunch of toys in it, and each beast has their own favorite toy. So as you can imagine, the moon calf really likes the moon ball.
Of
or
course
the
it does,
needle,
which
or
looks like a
little
big
cat really
cheese.
likes to kiss the yarn
Moon.
ball as well.
Right.
And they're
Oh,
super
wow.
cute.
Oh my god.
Watching them, it's so cute.
And the big thing we really wanted
No
to hammer
way.
home is that the world is a dangerous place. And so by going and rescuing these beasts and bringing them back here and caring for them, you're really helping them out. There's poachers in the overland who hunt these beasts for their material. So instead, you're
And it
you're
also
caring
seems
for
like
them,
you
you're
have
giving them a
tons
home.
of room here. It's not just a small area. Man, this
But he looks
game...
like my dog.
I think a lot of people underestimating what this game will be when it is
You can
done
actually name them as well.
on a
so like
scale
your
size.
dog.
You can name them?
Getting back into that personalization, you know,
Can we-
yeah, we didn't want you to just like
Can we
throw in,
Write
oh,
them?
here's a
Like,
grapehorn in
as
here. like,
mounts?
this can be named whatever Andrew's about to name them. Bruce.
Wow,
Good name.
that's great.
You know, we've created this really nice.
Okay,
space, and
nobody
you
will
can get
call
additional vivariums, correct?
their
It's a
pets
different
Bruce.
Kind of aesthetics and looks to where you're
Probably
Yeah.
something
being
with
caring for them.
Dickerson
Progression is a big part of this
McDickersons
space
or
as
something
well.
like that.
As you progress through the story, you will unlock more
Because
vivariums.
he-
So as you can see, this one's quite meadow themed, big, open, bright. But there's other ones, say like
Oh.
a swamp that you might encounter. And it's really a
Oh, you
visual
can
effect
change the
and
complete
more space
area
for-
you were
for your
in?
Oh, so it's
Yo,
like
that's
those-
amazing.
So when we're inside the room requirement, there's like on the left. there's
Like a
that
snowy
moon
area, or you
glow
can
from
have
one
like a
entrance and then some
swamp.
shrubbery going on in the right. Is that what you're talking about?
That's
Spooky
exactly it.
places.
Ah, oh, you put trees in here too. Oh my goodness.
I love spooky places.
And another thing with the beast care that I think is great, you know, tying back to the same kind of thing that you did with like the broom, where the broom is not just a method of travel, it's actually built in and integrated into the world. In the same way, like beast care isn't just this added element. You're not just throwing it on top. There's really this like narrative and integration to
Cool.
Yeah, everything
Everything.
connects. So as you progress through the missions, you'll expand the space.
What is that?
As you earn resources, you'll go into Hogsmeade and use them to
Oh, just a...
unlock the gameplay here.
Standing
and
stone.
unlock new conjurations
Oh,
and different things
okay.
to play around with in the open world.
I was like,
It's
ooh,
in
what
those
can this
different,
do?
in
Well,
those
it's a
different
stone.
environments, like the
It can
different
stand
combat and
around.
conflicts and bandit camps and different things like that that exist in the overland. Those things are what hold recipes that exist in the loom. So all these things have a way of connecting.
That's really
Moonstone
good.
that you find out in the world is the resource that we use to conjure everything that's found throughout the world. Forageables are used for recipes. So really
Pumpkins?
everything's like a cycle and keeps you coming back.
But even with the story that's being told too, I think people know who Poppy is and that she has a particular
Ding,
affinity
ding.
for beasts.
Yeah, I mean, I think everything we're seeing here, you know, you're going to be venturing out into
Whoa.
the world,
That's a bit-
and this is just
that's a
kind of
big-
the tip of the iceberg,
big.
even of kind of like your interactions with beasts in that narrative. So, you know, you bringing up Poppy,
Aw.
they're more.
Can you go
there are more,
into the
kind of
cottage?
mysteries
No,
to
I think the
discover and
cottage
things to
is
discover around the
just
world that have to do with her and
looks
that have to
right.
do with caring for beasts, and so different characters have their own stuff. That just kind of make this all just kind of like the beginning of your journey.
Well, we could spend hours in here, but we're gonna have to end the stream.
I
now.
will.
What do you think about what you've seen today?
I would definitely spend hours.
I'm just so blown away by how beautiful it looks. The open world seems so detailed.
Lively.
And there's so many things to do.
Yeah.
And like the combat, we're gonna spend like 2 weeks or more just breaking it down by pieces. There's just so much to this world. Like I'm so happy you guys did this overall gameplay.
This is what I
And
always
that's
say
just the tip of the iceberg. We've
on open world
got more
games.
for you to discover and find on
We
your
had
own.
too many open
Thank
world
you
games.
so much for being here. Thank you for watching.
With-
Hogwarts Legacy is available for pre-order now. It releases February 10th with 72-hour early access for owners of the Collector's, Deluxe, and Digital Deluxe Edition.
I don't like that.
We're gonna wrap things up, but
I don't like that.
first we've got a little surprise for you. Bye.
This is like a thing I really don't like. Diablo is doing the same thing, and it's just shitty. Oh, it's a book. Oh, that's not a good book. That's how a Dark Souls boss begins. Cool. We're in a book. No, like, this is what I said with open world games nowadays, right? Like, open world games are just there so they can say, hey, you can now play this game for 100 hours. It's like, 100 hours? Okay, so what's in there for 100 hours? What do you mean? No, like, it would take you 100 hours. Boring 100 hours. Nobody needs that. I don't need a huge open world game where 75% of this open world is wasted, where there's nothing going on, where there's nothing where I'm really interested in going there, right? And we have too many games doing this nowadays, just so they can say we have a huge world. Fill this world with life, and then we can talk again. And it seems like the Hogwarts Legacy is doing exactly that. Right, they're doing it with Hogwarts, they're doing it outside of Hogwarts, and of course they're doing it in the little, the room of requirement and all that, right? So, for me, thumbs up, really looking forward to more of it. Actually, at this point, I just want to play the game. I just want to play the game. By the way, Warner Brothers, if you wanna talk to me, like check out my email and stuff. I'm definitely listening. All right, folks. But again, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and also subscribe if you want to see more reaction videos here on the channel. The whole channel is focusing on video game reactions of new trailers, showcases, and everything where I'm really reacting to. If you want to visit my main channel, which is at Chaosmole, youtube.com/Chaosmole, where I'm doing guides to a lot of games. And I'm also doing live streams on YouTube from Monday to Friday, starting at 8 AM ET, that is 1 PM UK time, and 2 PM Central European time. And we are streaming quite a bit. So if you cannot be there at the beginning of the stream, it will go for a while. So just stop by and say hi. I would appreciate that. With that said, again, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.